So I think I've realized I have to stop the gaming on this channel. Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gordon Maston and welcome to my channel update today. Now, what we're going to be talking about here is when I said the whole get the gaming thing off my channel before, I'm specifically talking about games like NHL, yeah, games like NHL, and even Madden to a certain extent, because I realized I came on here to start talking about and reviewing professional wrestling. And I've kind of realized the numbers aren't where I want them to be. And like I just thought, okay, in due time, things will start to pop, things will start to happen. And yeah, I've gotten a couple people here, and they're like, yeah, we like this, we like that. Well, I have a place where you can go if you want games like NHL and maybe Madden here and there. I have to talk to my co-host for that, but there's a combined channel with two names with mine and my friend Matt's. Matt Maston. We just combined our names. We didn't really think of anything. We have a podcast over there if you want to hear us talk hockey called The War Room. We have that. We have podcast to talk hockey. That'd be The War Room, which we have to do at some point here because it's getting closer to the NHL playoffs, and we're going to be trying to post gameplay over there at some point sooner or later down the line. Now, with that being said, I do want to say that WWE gameplay, like my career in Universe Mode with DeVillis, will still continue. That stuff will continue on as, yeah. Um, but I want to know from you guys when it comes to wrestling content. Do you guys want to hear me do news videos? Do you guys want to hear me do, I don't know, like my thoughts on this person, my thoughts on that person? Just like, branch out with my wrestling content. Just my wrestling commentaries, my vlogs, more like this. Would you guys like to see me branch out and do more things, like talking about certain things? Like I can sit here and I'm going to talk about it because I feel like I haven't said as much as I'd like about it. Lucha Underground. Uh, I almost said Ultimate Lucha. Aztec Warfare was the other night. In good God, Matanza. You had standing shooting star press headbutts from dudes that are like gigantic. You had Pentagon Jr. being the ultimate badass rebel that he is. You had everything that you needed. Everything from that show. And if I haven't said it enough already, Pentagon. Okay, but you had Rand, Aztec Warfare. He came under the final two with Matanza. If you didn't see Aztec Warfare, go check it out. Or better yet, cheap plug, go check out my Aztec Warfare 5 reactions I did with my friend DeVillis. Because those were dope as fuck. I'm not going to lie to you. Now, with that being said, I'm going to sit here and tell you guys about, if you haven't seen it already, and you're a wrestling fan, and you bitch and complain and moan, why won't the WWE do this? Why won't the WWE do that? They need to get better with their product, blah, 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 blah. Instead of just sitting here losing hope, Lucha Underground is an actual alternative for wrestling. Like, okay, like Ring of Honor, it's an awesome show. New Japan, it's awesome but inconvenient that it comes on at 4 in the morning. You have to go back and rewatch it and everything and find your avenues to watch it because I know not everyone has their ways of watching New Japan Pro Wrestling. And yeah, so I mean, the, those things are all great. Even PWG, it's a monthly spot fest. It's a monthly spot fest that we sit and watch every every other month. When it comes out online or if you buy the DVDs, which I'm gonna start doing pretty soon probably. And I mean, it's worth it, but a weekly alternative. Lucha Underground. The storytelling is the best thing in professional wrestling. I kid you not. Like, okay, like I remember how old Attitude Era fans used to say it didn't matter if guys like Stone Cold had good matches or not because the storytelling always compensated for it. Well, here you have a Stone Cold like figure in Pentagon Jr. You have storytelling that compensates. Actually, it's not even compensating. It's just it's one of the things that makes it so great. You have storytelling that goes with great wrestling. Like Lucha Underground locker room is, and I'm gonna steal this term from Brent Ashton, smartest working locker room in professional wrestling, and hardest working locker room as well. And it's just, that entire locker room is amazing. Like, authority figures that actually make sense. Like in WWE, I'll give you two instances here. Actually, I'll give you one particular instance. If I really want to, I'll give you the second instance. But Roman Reigns, the WWE, they hate Roman Reigns. Like the raw, not the roster, and kayfabe. The Authority hates Roman Reigns. Well, since the Authority hates Roman Reigns, what they decided to do is, we don't like you. You obviously lost your championship last night. We're gonna give you a rematch, and we're gonna give you a chance to get that rematch anyway with Triple H. Which is gonna happen here is we're gonna put you in a match with Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar, and just hope that you don't win. Oh yeah, and Dean Ambrose, another guy we don't like. Oh yeah, and the only credit I can give them for Brock Lesnar is just that Paul Heyman strategically finagled Brock Lesnar into that match. But with that being said, I'm gonna go off and say this. Um, let's talk about Brock Lesnar. Let's talk about Brock Lesnar here. Not Brock Lesnar. Let's talk about that situation. So Roman Reigns wins, and the Authority. Oh, you just get your title shot anyway. No. Okay. Now let me go to Lucha Underground, where Phoenix went to rematch for his Lucha Underground Championship. Not Lucha Underground Championship. His Lucha Underground Gift of the Gods Championship. And Katrina, when he loses it to King Cuerno, tells Phoenix, there are this wasn't even Phoenix. This was Ivelisse, Angelico, and Son of Havoc. She basically tells them no rematches in my temple. She tells them no rematches. You can abandon tradition if you have good enough compensation to abandon tradition. Like, it's tradition all around the WWE universe of things, and that's probably the last time I'm ever going to say WWE universe, but it's tradition that you just watch the show, please. Like, I kind of half-assed my friend through the series because, like, I don't think I had enough time within, like, the short amount of time he's here to, like, make him sit through all 39 episodes of season 1, and even though it gets really, really worth it, I mean, like, wouldn't have enough time for that. So I sat him through 8 episodes of season 1, and he got to watch it live for the first time the other day, and his words at the front, like, I don't know if he said it in the live reactions at the end, but he said, I've never been more glued to a TV a day in my life. Like, rave reviews, ESPN writes about Lucha Underground, and yeah, you can say WWE could interview ESPN. While WWE's ratings are on the decline, Lucha Underground's ratings are on just the incline. Like, it's amazing. It's awesome. Like, I'm telling you now, Lucha Underground is totally worth it. Like, the storytelling is there, and I didn't think I already mentioned this, but they take time off. They take time off, and they actually get enough time to write the stories, and aren't severe rewrites like there are with the WWE and Vince's retardedly just stupid system. So, with that being said, I'm just gonna say this: Lucha Underground is an alternative that's amazing. They tape in seasons, and it's not a wrestling show. Like, it's not like a wrestling show. It's a show about wrestling. You're asking me what's the deal with that? Like, okay. I'm gonna say this: everything in Lucha Underground is done completely right. Like, okay, see, anything I explain here is extremely hard to explain, but not extremely hard to explain, but it's just it's a long explanation. So, the original owner and proprietor of Lucha Underground is Dario Cueto. He basically created the whole concept of Lucha Underground and the Temple in their kayfabe aspect. But later on, toward the end of the season, he has Chavo Guerrero, and yes, Chavo Guerrero is here, capture this girl, Black Lotus. And Black Lotus is brought to Dario, put in a cage and everything. And then they find this guy, El Dragon Azteca Jr. And El Dragon Azteca Jr. eventually gets choked out and killed by Black Lotus. And they like Dario's like, do you know what this is gonna cause? And they have this whole thing where they include the mythological gods and the 7 Aztec tribes in here. There's a little bit of a history lesson in here too, and they teach you about things like that. And Dario had to bail. He had to leave his temple and abandon it in the final match of the biggest show of the year because he had to find protection because people know Dario Cueto and they know him infamously for greed, selfishness, and greed and selfishness. I guess that's what the thing is with Dario. And come season 2, he basically leads a bunch of men to slaughter to this place that he calls the temple because people are looking for the temple, and he's misleading them to what was Katrina's temple because Katrina, who is she is basically I'm not going to say the mouthpiece, but she's basically the manager, and it's a weird relationship between her and Mil Muertes, but who was the eventual champion after. And because he was the champion and she was, she is who she is and she is what she is, she basically took over for Dario, and she was proprietor after season 1 was done. Not after season 1. Yeah, she was proprietor after season 1 was done in season 2. And afterward, Dario was just leading a bunch of men to slaughter to his brother, the monster Matanza Cueto. And Matanza, if I can get a picture, you know what? I can't get a picture right now. Actually, for anybody who's seen the thumbnail to my not Ultimate Lucha, to my Lucha Underground live reactions, you'll know. You'll see him. He's huge. He's basically he's huge. Okay, the man is a mammoth. This is how dominant this man is. When he came in to Aztec Warfare, he dominated 9 of the top babyfaces that Lucha Underground built, protected, and rose to the top, and dominated them with ease. Straight took out 9 freaking men. Oh yeah, and Chavo Guerrero and Joey Ryan, who are in Lucha Underground term Rudos, and Rudo is the heel in Lucha Underground. Technico is the babyface in Lucha Underground, and yeah. But I mean, I'm sitting here. I'm talking enough about Lucha Underground. I've talked enough about Lucha Underground. Just come on, please. If you don't want to end up watching, you don't want to just go through season 1 and watch it. Okay, well, I'll just catch up to the point that you need to catch up to now in season 2. You'll understand everything. You'll get it. Okay, but yeah. But okay, I think I've covered. If you'd like me to review anything, on a regular basis, I don't know. I have to condition. I'm still trying to condition myself to get back to watching SmackDown, and it's not that easy. It's not that the show is bad. I've just conditioned myself to, oh, well, this show isn't all that, you can miss SmackDown here and then you can watch SmackDown here and there. I condition myself it's not really important to me. And it's becoming important again, first of all, because of Mauro Ranallo. Second of all, stories are actually being progressed on the show. Third of all, they're going out of the way to throw guys like Lesnar on the show. And it's becoming worth it to me. I mean, a 2-hour SmackDown, if they gave it the attention that Raw really got, which they honestly don't, but they're giving it attention again. If they gave it the attention that Raw got, I mean, Raw will really be skippable. They have Raw recaps on there, so everything that they really want you to know is important, they'll show you on SmackDown, for one. And 2, a 2-hour SmackDown is way better than a 3-hour Raw. Just put all the story progression that they try and put in a Monday onto Thursday and add it into 2 hours. You got your show. You got SmackDown it's great. It's awesome. But the shows are fun shows. They're normally average. Good at best. They won't be anything better than good. But just you don't really have no gripes with the shows. But I'm reconditioning myself recently to watching SmackDown, and it's a work in progress. I'm watching. It's not I can miss SmackDown. I'm oh, well, nothing really important happened. I don't know. Maybe I can reduce SmackDown. I don't know. That's a stretch. NXT I already do. Lucha Underground I already do. Raw, that's out of the question. That's out of the question. No. If you guys want me to talk about PWG, I can. And actually, with NXT, and they're having this Global Cruiserweight Open. And the matches are taking place in Evolve. what I could do is I could find a way to watch Evolve, find my way to watch it, and cover because they're having they're having their own little tournament in Evolve. The winner, the qualifying matches. Whoever wins this match will qualify to get put into the Global Cruiserweight Open for WWE, and they'll win a spot and they'll win a contract and they'll be on NXT and they'll be part of the NXT roster. So I could probably cover that. I gotta find out when that starts, but I heard about that and I'm looking forward to that. Now, here's my question: with the Global Cruiserweight Open, this is a possibility I thought about. Could they bring the Cruiserweight Championship back and throw it in NXT and add that as like a secondary title? Like, I mean, I don't think that's ridiculous to think about. I mean, it doesn't sound too bad. I mean, the NXT, they sign these guys of the indies that are usually 5'10", 190, 200 pounds. You can have a cruiserweight division in NXT, and I honestly think they can make it work. I mean, and okay, so let's think. They got tag team championships in NXT. They have tag team champions, cruiserweight, tag team, the NXT championship, and the NXT Women's Championship. You know, I don't know if it'd work. NXT, like, they have to change the style around of how they book their shows and everything, and I don't think it's really. I don't know. I want you guys' thoughts in the comments. Would it hurt NXT to bring back to bring the cruiserweight championship back? Do you think they could pull it off, or do you think it'd just be too much with the way they already book things and the way they already structured things? Did you think it'd like flop the structuring flow? Like, I just want you guys' thoughts on that. What else did I cover? PWG. That's pretty hard to like cover and review and all that, and like really, you have people that watch it, but like it's by the time you get it and everything, it's just hard to keep track of, get, review, and be done. Like it's not that easy. So I don't know if I can really get enough people that push and say, we want PWG, we don't want PWG, then yeah. But yeah, I think that's about it, guys. I've covered this. Gaming is off the channel now. Actually, gaming will be up the channel after. Gaming is off the channel after I win a Stanley Cup, if I win a Stanley Cup with the Buffalo Sabres and GM mode. Madden, I'll occasionally do it. Occasionally. Maybe once the season starts back up. But okay. But WWE that stays on the channel gaming wise. WWE, NHL is off, Madden is off. Everything else that I've gamed and put on the channel is off. Call of Duty off. Everything. It's all off. Now, I just mainly do this for my wrestling audience because I don't want to merge two audiences and then like have a subscriber count. Like I have 69 right now. 69 subs right now, and I know it's not all wrestling. It's about a good 85-90% of my subscribers are wrestling-based subscribers. And honestly, I would like that to be 100% of my audience, and I just hope anybody who is upset about the gaming, I'm sorry, I apologize. I just don't want to mesh two universes together because I want to be known for what I started this channel for. But you know what? I covered that. Lucha Underground, please go watch it. Like, you're missing out if you're not. Like, I know people who are still stubborn. Like, yeah, it's not really all that great. You're just hyping it up. It took me 2 years. It took me 2 years to get one of my friends really connected on NXT. And then it took one of those two friends. It took me 3 days to get him hooked on Lucha Underground. 3 separate days that I had him here and got him hooked on Lucha Underground. 3 on Lucha, 2 years in NXT. Because it was hard convincing them. But I finally did. So you know what? Remember to leave a like on this video if you already haven't. Subscribe to subscribe for more of that goodness on my channel. That channel updating goodness on my channel. I do appreciate you guys for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. And I just want to say, see you guys later.